Hi there, this is Kevin Foote, Senior Staff Photographer for the Daily Californian. At the end of this winter break, my friends and fellow Daily Calers Jordan Bach-Lombardo, Javier Panzer, and I decided to forego the usual plane ride back to Cal and take a cross-country road trip instead. We started out on January 8th in Massachusetts. We knew the first day was going to be a lot of driving, and it really was. 16 hours in one day in a car is a lot. Not a whole lot happened between Massachusetts and Illinois. We were getting close to our destination for the night, but we were so hungry we decided to stop at a pizza place.
He's right there. Great. Definitely small town and a little bit sketch.
Soon after, boiling hot pizza in hand, we hit 1,000 miles. The song Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads became our traditional song to play every 1,000 miles. And then just a little further and we were done for the night. The next morning we woke up bright and early to get back on the road. So early, in fact, I fell right back asleep, getting no footage except the GoPro until mid-morning. At which point, of course, it was time for some cereal in the car, because nothing beats cereal out of Solo cups. Once again, besides passing some interesting things in the road, some going our way, some going the other, not a whole lot happened between Illinois and Colorado. Our GoPro is up and running, though a constant point of checking, fiddling, and repositioning. With my car being a 5-speed and Javier not knowing how to drive stick, Jordan and I alternated driving. Really wasn't too bad. Usually, one of us was driving, Javier was riding shotgun, and the third was passed out in the back. We were ahead of schedule and wanted to keep up the good pace in order to have time to meet up with some friends in Boulder. So, we just made a quick stop to make some sandwiches. And of course, some frisbee.
Man with rock. It's goodness. It's excellent goodness. Well, tell us where we are, just quick.
The Sinclair Dino in Buttonfoot, Colorado.
Where are you going?
Thank God. Boulder. Fuck yeah.
Yes. Goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Cold, cold, cold.
Not long after dinner, somewhere in Colorado, we passed the 2,000-mile mark.
Where is that automobile? You may tell yourself, this is not beautiful house. You may tell yourself, there you go, man.
That night, we made it to Boulder, and I moved a whole lot of files off my memory cards and then fell asleep. The next morning, after breakfast at an awesome towny diner, we set off. Now, instead of plains, we were in mountains. They started out like this, and then they got bigger. They went through a tunnel. A really long tunnel. The snow was slowly starting to build up, and we stopped for another frisbee break. As the amount of snow grew, so did the size of the cliffs. After another stop to make sandwiches and of course play some frisbee, we were back in the car. There's a whole lot of nothing out here, except, it turns out, a really cool road. Props to Jordan for finding it on the map. If you remember that sign for Cisco earlier, well, it turns out this is Cisco. And we thought those canyon walls were cool before. And finally, we made it to Moab, which of course meant grocery shopping. We finished shopping, went back to the hostel, and crashed for the night. We got up early the next morning and hit up Arches National Park. Arches was absolutely gorgeous, though I didn't take much video. My camera spent most of the time either doing this or taking pictures in my hands. Following Arches, we got dinner, showers, and then all crashed for another night. The next morning, we cooked up more manwiches, this time of the breakfast variety, and then it was back to long, straight roads. A few times on the drive between Arches and Zion, we had to summit small mountains. Each time we ran into snowy roads and low visibility. This was arguably the most beautiful part of the trip. We eventually made it to Cedar City, where we stayed in a subpar motel. The next day was hiking in Zion National Park. Javier's knees hurt him, so he didn't go all the way to the top. But this is Jordan, near the top of Angel's Lane.
And down to the right there.
After that hike, we decided we were satisfied with our national park visit and hightailed it to Vegas. On the way, we hit 3,000 miles and played our customary song.
Congrats, Kevin.
Thanks, dude.
After spending an uneventful night in Vegas, we got up to drive to Joshua Tree. We drove through some cool roads and saw a really, really long drain. We think it was about 1.8 miles long. Once we got to Joshua Tree, we set up our tent, scrambled around on the rocks a little bit, and then we made a fire. And after it got dark, we cooked some steaks, looked at the stars, and went to bed. The next day, we got up and drove straight back to Berkeley, ready to start a new semester. Driving across the country with some good friends is definitely something you should try. This is Kevin Foote for the Daily Californian. Thanks for watching.